No, 100%. And I'm glad you answered it that way, right? Because I think and it leads me into my next subject, right? It's nothing is one dimensional. I think that's a brilliant topic that you brought up. Even if you can kind of classify, okay, this person's this age, they have this income, they have this much debt, all these different variables that are
Mhm.
you can kind of file people into a certain situation. They're still, it's so individualistic, right?
Mhm.
Um, which I think makes your job super difficult. Um, but also I would say less monotonous because you have such an individual, everybody has their own take, everybody has what they want to do, their own situation. Like I said, it makes it more difficult for you, I would imagine. I don't know, but
Mm.
I would say it keeps things fresh and maybe more engaging for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's like my primary job for our team is like kind of what we call business development, in the industry, which is more or less teaching new potential clients what the experience would be like of working with our team. So
Mm-hmm.
most of my job is talking with new people about their experiences and helping them reflect on what they like, what they don't like, what's good, what's
Yeah.
bad, what's indifferent, and whether or not like a partnership with a group like ours would be good for them. Right. So,
Mm-hmm.
which I love because, of course, I believe it would be, or I wouldn't do it. I think we're going to help
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Um, so, on a daily basis, to go from meeting to meeting to meeting and have it be like, I wonder what's around the corner, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's this person's story? What's their drama? What's their baggage? What's their victories that they've had? What are they good at?
Mm-hmm.
What are they terrible at? What do they need help with? What do they not want to be bothered with? What do they believe? What do they hate? What do they love? Like, you got to figure all that stuff out like relatively quick to
Mm-hmm.
develop a sense of kind of organic trust with people, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of the psychological hunt, which
Yeah.
makes the job kind of fun in a
Yeah.
sense because nobody's going to go, a financial plan, what a stupid thing to do. Like, of
Right.
course, like if you go to a dinner party and talk about personal finance, not recommended, by the way.
Yeah.
But if you do,
Yeah.
what you'll
Right.
find out is everybody has a financial plan. Oh
Sure.
yeah, I got a
Yeah.
financial plan, right? Got a 401k. Well, what's that?
Yeah.
I don't know. All my coworkers do it
Right.
though, and I think I should have one, right?
I've been
So,
told it's great. Yeah.
right? Or yeah, I did some investments. Well, what are they? I don't really know. How much do they cost? Right? All the
Mm-hmm.
kind of structural stuff that you would never do in any other area of your life is what
Mm-hmm.
happens in personal finance. So for us, kind of that discovery process of what is this person's identity as it relates to money? And I talk about, goals. Goals is a big topic, right? For
Sure.
self-help and personal finance and self-help are like colliding all over the place, right? Like
Sure.
worst of
Yeah.
all on Instagram where there's like influencer personal finance
Mm-hmm.
girls and guys
Yeah.
that are like, I lift weights and talk about personal
Yeah.
finance.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, but
Yeah, for sure.
but what you where you go and what you figure out is that priorities are much more important than goals. And it sounds like the
Mm-hmm.
same thing, but it's not, right? Like the way I've always defined priorities, or at least over the last like 4 or 5 years working with our clients, is your
Mm-hmm.
priorities are the difference between who you are today and who you want to be someday, and
Mm-hmm.
the tension that exists between those two people. And how you
Interesting.
make your decisions in that tension reveals your priorities. So you can have goals till you're blue in the face.
Yeah.
Goals are good. Goals are very motivational for numbers oriented people, but most
Mm.
people are not numbers oriented people. Most
Hmm.
people are living in the moment, just trying to get by, gasping through every day because of family and work and bills and, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so what they need are simple constructs that they can kind of test their decision making processes. And they can ask themselves a simple question like, is what I'm about to do with my money, is it moving me towards the person I would like to become someday, or is it dragging me back towards who I already am or who I was previously?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can just
Interesting.
kind of constantly live in that headspace, which is
Mm-hmm.
very difficult to do at first and becomes an extreme habit after only a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
then your financial plan cannot help but grow. It can't, do
Interesting.
anything but get better over time. Does that
Sure.
make sense? Kind of the difference between those two like styles of thinking?
If you enjoyed this content, be sure to check out the Standing Still podcast, both here on YouTube and wherever else you listen to podcasts.